people. If you've seen last week's video where I talked to my friend Mark about comics, you will know that I went up to visit him in Sheffield, and then we travelled to Leeds for Thought Bubble Comic Festival. We went for the one day on the Saturday, and it was super, super fun. And so I thought I'd do a sort of combined haul / just some rambly thoughts on Thought Bubble. So that's what this is going to be.
Dooby 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 doo. Dooby 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 Sophie Vlogs.
As I've said a couple of times, I don't have the best knowledge of comic stuff. I have a lot of enthusiasm for it, and I think it's a really great medium, and I would like to have a better knowledge of it. I just haven't done that yet. So I thought Bubble was going to be my introduction to comics, where I could immerse myself and come away with some more ideas of things I'd like to try and what sorts of comics I was interested in and that sort of thing. And it was super great. I had, like, the greatest time. I felt a little bit like an overexcited child all day because there was just so much. There were, like, 3 main areas where there were lots of different booths and that sort of thing in, and it was mildly overwhelming at times because you're just wandering around surrounded by so much incredible stuff that it gets a little bit, you just can't take it all in. Our method was we circled around each area once before stopping and buying anything, just so we could really take it all in, and so then when you go around the second time you can pay more attention to what particularly you're interested in, because the first time you go around every room you're just like, everything's amazing. As well as the big hall things with the exhibitors and authors and artists and everything like that, there was also panels on all day. We went to the first panel of the day, which was the Gosh Comics Presents The Best Thing I've Read All Year, which was super interesting. I will stop saying this at some point, but I don't know a lot about comics, so it was really, really cool to go to a panel where it was just people telling you about comics that you probably won't know about. There were about, I think, 5 people on the panel, and they all talked about one comic that's the best comic they've read all year, and then they also talked about people who are maybe self-published or much smaller creators who they recommend you check out and go find there, which was super, super interesting, and I genuinely made a lot of mental notes of things that I would like to check out as a result. So that was really cool. And then later in the day we went to a Vertigo Comics panel. Vertigo is a comic publisher, and they're currently doing, I don't know the proper fancy technical, they have like a fancy name, but essentially they're publishing a whole load of new titles coming up. I think it's 1 a week for the next however many weeks. So they had about, I think, 6 or 7 people who are either like the writers or the artists or like that sort of thing. They each introduced the comic, talked a little bit about what it would be like, and then they had like a question and answer session as well, which again was super interesting because it's all stuff that I didn't need to have prior knowledge to enjoy because it's supposed to be an introduction to it. And there were definitely a couple of things on there that I thought sounded really interesting. So they were both really cool. And then the rest of the day we spent going around seeing all the different artists and writers that had their stuff for show. And I spent a lot of money. Okay, I didn't spend that much money. I just came away with a lot of stuff because I like all the little knick-knacky things. I didn't actually spend that much time queuing to meet the big people like Noelle Stevenson and that sort of stuff. I didn't spend any time at all doing that, let's be honest, because there was just so much interestingness that I really wanted to explore that I just thought maybe someone else who actually already knows her stuff and is like a really big fan of her could take my place. So I didn't do that. But I did meet Kate Beaton. I got Step Aside Pops, which is, I think, volume 2 of the Hark a Vagrant stuff. I was kind of awkward because I get a bit awkward in my life generally, but especially if I'm meeting people who I think are really cool, because I never feel like I have anything to say that would enrich their lives in any way. So I'm just there like, hi! But she was lovely, and she drew my face. This is literally my most prized possession now, because that's the face in Kate Beaton form. So yeah, I haven't read the whole thing yet because I want to dip in and out every now and then, but I find them hilarious. If you haven't checked out any of Hark a Vagrant, you can access most of them online. She posts them online. They're all sort of literary, historically, pop culture-y inspired, funny little comics. I just find them really funny. They really make me laugh, so I was so excited to meet her. Also, that wins the award of my first comic type thing that I've ever bought myself, which was exciting, and I did tell as much to her, and she was very nice about it. Next up, I bought this gorgeous book by Anya Uren. I think that's how I say that. It's called Fairies and Stories. Mostly I was drawn to it because of the adorable binding. I thought this was just a really sweet touch. It's like illustrated fairy stories. Again, I haven't gone through and read this one yet because I want to make the most of it and savour it. But it's all these gorgeous illustrations of different fairy stories and just stories in general. And it just seemed really, really interesting. So the whole stall was really cool, and I'm definitely going to check out more of her stuff in the future. But this just seemed very engaging, and I couldn't not get it. The final actual like comic book type thing I bought is this, which is I Love This Part by Tilly Walden. I was drawn to her booth anyway because it looked interesting. I got chatting to her. I didn't realise it was her because I wore my Buffy the Vampire Slayer t-shirt while I was there, and she was wearing a Sunnydale High jumper, and so we had like a little Buffy chat bonding moment, and then I was like, oh yeah, this one looks really interesting. She was like, thanks, that's mine. And so she drew a little, I don't know how well you can see it, but she drew a little illustration in it for me, which was really sweet of her. It looks like it's sort of a love, maybe not even a love story, but an exploration of the relationship between these two people, sort of in like glimpses. So rather than being a linear narrative from A to B, it sort of seems like little snapshots of parts of their life and parts of their relationship. I don't know if it's going to be a romantic relationship or if it's just a relationship. I just thought it looked really interesting and just really pretty as well. So I'm really excited for this one. I'll probably do a review once I finish because I'm excited. Okay, moving on to my little knick-knacky bits. First up, I got super duper overexcited because I found the Sad Ghost Club and I bought a I'm in the Sad Ghost Club badge. I really like badges, and I really like the Sad Ghost Club. I vlog a lot of them on my Body Posy Tumblr because, you know, I'm all about encouraging self-care and taking care of yourself mentally as well as physically and all that sort of stuff. I literally got so overexcited. They were the first people that I really knew that I saw, and I was just like, oh, it's the Sad Ghost Club, you guys are awesome. So, yeah, if you don't know the Sad Ghost Club, I'll leave a link in the thing below so you could go check out their Tumblr. At a later point, I also bought this adorable little badge, which is a tiny ghost who I thought was too cute, and I thought it went quite well with my Sad Ghost Club badge. They were all individually handmade, and so I was just really drawn to this one in particular. I want to give it a name. I haven't named it yet, but this is by Froglump, which are a combination of 4 people. This is the postcard that has their details on the back, which is, again, cute. But I think they're 4 different people, but they have a collective thing. I haven't checked out their Tumblr yet, but I'm going to because they had lots of really cute things. And if it wasn't the end of the day, I could have spent a little bit more money there, but I didn't have any. Next up, I got this really cute postcard, which is by Evelyn Hewitt, along with this tiny little, is this a zine? A zine? I don't know how you say it, but I think it's one of those. I don't know, I'm new to this world, guys. But I just really liked, they had a lot of really nice postcards on show, but I liked this one. It was sort of like it just made me think of like Nature Boy and just an updated Green Man type thing. I don't know. I just thought it was cute and I wanted it. Another artist who I liked that was there is Tor Freeman, and I got this really cute little bookmark which is Molly Ringwald, which I thought was really, really sweet. I also got from Eva Holder, I got Girls Don't Want Boys, Girls Want Equal Pay and Sick Beats, which I thought was relevant to my life. From, I think they're called Pink Honey, they gave me the sticker, I assume it's an indication of their name. I got these gorgeous little stickers, which I will show you. There's lots of little stickers, but it's all little people who have like dessert hair. So this is like a donut girl, and then this is like, she's got ice cream hair, and it was all cool. They had loads of really cool designs of like bags of like Too Sassy For You and that sort of stuff on them. I didn't get a bag because I didn't think they actually suited me, any of the slogans that they had, but that was just because I am not really a sassy person. All of their designs were really, really cool, and I was so taken by all of these people with like food as hair. It was just like revolutionary to me, and I think it's really, really cute, and so I'm definitely going to check them out as well. I also got some postcards, but unfortunately I didn't remember to take a card with me, so I don't actually know who they're by. I had to buy this one, I couldn't not. I scream, you scream, the police come, it's awkward. I just found that really funny. And so at the same time, I bought like a little No Grumpy Cat one and a Talk Nerdy to Me because that seemed relevant to my life. And then finally, I went by Emmeline Pigeons, who I really loved, and I got this really gorgeous little print illustration thing, which just seems really sweet. I really want to frame it and put it on my wall. And I got some tiny lovely stickers from her as well. Yeah, those are just all of the little trinkety things that I bought myself while I was there. I had such a good time, it was so amazing. It was really nice to spend the day with my friends. Everyone there was really lovely, like all of the creators who I talked to were really, really nice. And all of the people running the event were also really nice and really helpful. There were also some really cool cosplayers, there were a lot of really good costumes that I was really impressed with, and I felt like a little glow every time I recognised people. There were some wicked and divine people there as well, and every time I saw one I was like, I know who you are! It was a very exciting time for me. It was so much fun, and I actually am really definitely planning on going again if my friends will let me stay with them again and go with them. Because it was really fun to just immerse myself in this world that I don't know that much about, but to learn more about. It was just really inspiring, just being there with so many obviously talented people and to find out more about their work. And yeah, so I still wouldn't say that I'm a particular comic expert, but I have some definite titles to check out, and I just had a really good time. I'll see you next week, where I will be uploading the next part of Chatting Comics with Mark, and have a really nice week.